Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Arnold. In the interest of time, I would like to answer your first two questions right away. Yes, I'm good in bed. But no, it's not worth it. Alright, I just want everybody to know that this is a cry for help. Help! Help! Thank you. I'm 32, but I have a hot 18-year-old Dodge Caravan. It's called the General Lee. Obviously, I named it after the way that it runs. I don't think that age should be a number. I think you should be able to tell somebody the name of the first record you ever owned, and then they extrapolate. Like, I'll go first. I'm Ryan. I'm MC Hammer's Too Legit to Quit on cassette tape single. All of those words might sound ridiculous, but what's more, MC Hammer did eventually quit. So maybe he wasn't as legit as he might have led us to believe, you know? Alright, this isn't a popular opinion, but sometimes I find myself longing for a simpler time in this country's history. You know, the good old days, when men were men, and women were women, and fedoras were for when Ninja Turtles dressed like people. We can bring back those times, you guys. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles spend all their time with an adult human woman news reporter who never breaks the story about how there are Ninja Turtles. And I think they were trying to fuck her. It's disquieting. And I'm a big supporter of the anthropomorphic mutant animal community. But come on, let's be real about it. If your daughter brought home a mutant turtle, ninja or not, because they are not all ninjas, that is a hurtful stereotype, you'd be less than thrilled. Dad, this is Machiavelli. He's from the sewer. Oh, the sewer, huh? I feel like I have enough going on in my own life without having to worry about a mutant trying to shoot irradiated turtle jism into my little girl. She's too young to know the secret of the ooze. Also, I don't know if they have people libidos or turtle libidos. I feel like I need to know because I don't know which one is worse. My point in all of this is that we all have a lot of growing to do together. I've been told I have a rapier wit. Nobody's ever told me what it's rapier than, so I lack perspective. You know, when I was younger, I used to shoplift for kicks, because they're kid tested and mother approved. I have attention deficit disorder. It's affected my life in a lot of ways that I can't recall or articulate. And people are always playing this game with me that I hate. It goes, hey, what did I just say? Pass. Having attention deficit disorder is like spending your entire life looking for your sunglasses when they're on your forehead. They're always on your forehead. I believe that variety is the spice of life, truly. So when I can, I try to veer wildly between anxiety and depression. I'm sorry. If you don't know the difference between anxiety and depression, I bet you're not very funny. And when someone says, you know, you have an artistic temperament, that's just the nicest way they can think of to say, you're mentally ill. In a way that works for you occasionally, but not usually. I used to do drugs. When I was in my 20s, I would do heroin. I'm not proud of it, but heroin's like a magical drug that really makes you feel like you got superpowers. And my superpowers were thinking I was being both cool and sneaky while throwing up everywhere. Always. God damn, I sure am pulling off this sweater at the beach right now. But now I'm just into smoking weed. But when I was growing up, weed was bad. Weed was something that criminals did. I don't know if you remember this, but we used to have this saying, just say no to drugs. At first, it was say no to drugs, but people were all like, why? We gotta get rid of the ability to ask follow-up questions. So then it was, just say no to drugs, shut the fuck up. Eventually, they shortened it. I was like, I don't know, you're Nancy Reagan, the First Lady of the United States, and I'm a child, so I guess there's a bond there of some kind. But now, weed's legal in Massachusetts. There's a weed store by my work. There's a weed store by my parents' house. I go there and buy weed. Everybody seems fine with it. So the moral of the story is, if you have a drug problem, just wait it out, and society will eventually catch up. That's the best advice I can offer you. I like smoking weed exactly the same amount as I like not being alone with my thoughts. Or sometimes being alone with them, but at 100 times their usual volume. You ever get that? Or gets all? I recently realized the secret of the success of Duran Duran. It's so simple, you guys. It's the second Duran. It was the second Duran all along. I mean, obviously Duran is the heart, but it's Duran who is the soul. Obviously, you know? You guys, my girlfriend's really steamed at me. Ever since I started breeding spiders in the apartment. But she doesn't complain about the free eggs. Women, right? So it turns out I've been doing all my human interactions wrong. Like I have a Jiminy Cricket type voice in my head. When I'm in social situations, it'll offer me helpful advice, like, you sure did that like an asshole. Listen, I want to have meaningful interactions with you guys, with everybody. But every time somebody talks to me, I react like they threw a ball I wasn't ready for. I mean, I'm fine, but they're already gone. They're gone. And that voice says, you sure did that like an asshole. But I don't care. I don't care because I'm a lone wolf. I'm fine on my own. I don't need other people. Yeah, I thrive best in complex and challenging social situations. Yeah, I seek out the support of a community and positive affirmations and regard from a peer group. But other than that, total fucking lone wolf. The other day I was on the Facebook and I was like, hey, I wonder what all my best friends from high school are up to these days. That was a mistake. You know what they're up to? All being best friends with each other still. This is my fault. I really thought that the whole crew, broke up, and we all went our separate ways. Turns out, though, that I went my separate way, and then everyone I knew went a second separate way. They were like, is that guy gone yet? Get my keys, we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know what it is they do together, because I'm not invited, single tear. It's okay. I've recently learned that having friends is a lot like having good credit, because I don't. I've been getting this one question a lot lately, and I feel like I should address it. People have been saying, hey Ryan, that's me. You do stand-up comedy, right? Why don't you talk about your dick more? Great question. The answer might surprise you. You see, if you've ever seen me do stand-up comedy, and you have, well, you might have noticed I'm a bit of a buffoon. And the truth is, I actually just have more of a monologue dick. That is to say that my dick attended the Juilliard School and has trotted the boards in such roles as Othello and Lady Macbeth. My dick's got some real class and would never be seen on stage with me, a rank amateur at best. So stop asking. Do yourselves a favor. I live in Northampton now. I like it. Northampton, you probably know, is most famous for what? Anybody? You can shout it out. That's right.
I like locals.
Mischievous crows. A crow is an animal that makes a sound like it wants to throw a beer bottle at you. That's the sound an asshole makes. And they don't even realize that their biggest problem is public relations. They're always belly aching. Why don't we get any respect in the bird world? You got any idea what it feels like? You're about to have lunch on the side of the road, because they eat lunch at the side of the road. You're about to sink your beak in, and then, what's that? What's that across the road there? That's right, it's a fucking seagull giving you the eye. Look at that. Crows and seagulls are enemies. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. It's not important, and I shan't mention it again. So one brash young crow says, I know, fellas, what if we called a group of us something people really like a violent crime or something? So they had a meeting, and they decided on a murder of crows, after their original first choice, aggravated rape of crows, was decided to be too hot for TV. So that is the story of crow rebranding. It was very successful, and now they get all the bird pussy. And bird pussy is its own reward. That's from the Bible.
Ladies and gentlemen, schooling us.